TB12 said, quote, "When I see him play now, the real Rob Gronkowski is back. The spirit of him, which makes everyone love him as a person, as a teammate, as a player. When I saw him play the other night, that's his most authentic self. He ended up retiring because he didn't find the joy he had, and to see him regain it is one of the really great, satisfying things for me in pro sports." So, Shannon, is this actually a shot at Bill Belichick?
Yep. Tom knew that Gronk was tired of Coach Belichick's ways that was wearing on him, because Gronk is a really fun-loving, outgoing. He's a big kid. He's a frat boy that happens to play a professional sport.
You've been around him.
I've been around him. Yep. And that's just his personality. That's just who he is. But Coach Belichick reined as much of it in as he could, but Gronk's like, you know what? I'm not being me. But it just goes to show you. Skip, you remember when Lane Johnson, you and I, we talked about this a couple of times. Lane Johnson said, yeah, I know they win, but they don't have any fun. They're so mechanical. They're so methodical. If you ask one guy a question, you ask the 21st guy, he's going to tell you the same thing. And Tom Brady, and basically to a man, would say, winning is fun.
Yep.
It took Tom Brady going somewhere else to say, you know what? Oh, we can win here and have fun. You see what happens, Skip. Remember, I talked about this in relationship. All the things that was wrong. Oh, it's great. I'm great. Coach Belichick, he's great. I love playing for him, and we win. And then you get somewhere else. Man, it was hell playing over there. Mm-hmm. To do that, the grind.
Yep.
That he's constantly like, it's seemingly never good enough.
Yep.
And now Gronk is somewhere. Gronk has been, he's like, I'm done. I'm done here. I'm not really done with football. Tom, where you going? Tom goes somewhere, hey, I'll go there. But I just can't play here. And, it was an absolute, it wasn't just a shot, it was a cannon fire.
It was.
Skip, they score a touchdown, the cannon goes off, and the pirate ship.
He shot the cannon at Belichick. He did.
That's what that was.
I agree. So I love this version of Tom Brady because this is his authentic self also. He says Gronk is now, this is his most authentic self. Yeah. So is it Brady.
Exactly.
He's a little tongue-in-cheek, and he likes to beat you, and he likes to gloat about it in his way. It's subtle gloating. It's a little more between the lines gloating. But he fired this cannon. It's a little between the lines. He doesn't use Bill's name. He doesn't call him out by name. He didn't go so far.
He did everything but call him out by name.
But he didn't go to the money line of Gronk just hated playing for Bill.
Right.
Something like that. But he did say that he retired because it just wasn't fun anymore.
Because guess what, Skip? Gronk, take a day. Bruce Arians, Gronk, take 2 days. Coach Belichick ain't ever telling you to take no days. You practicing. Hurt, sick, it doesn't matter. So now he's in, Skip, hold on. Let's see, in November, would I rather be in Tampa or would I rather be in Boston practicing outside when it's 20 degrees?
That's true. So you know what astounded me the most about Thursday night's opener? Brady played great, one of his greatest games ever, but who was his favorite target in the game? It was the aging tight end. Mm-hmm. Some people say the GOAT tight end.
Yes.
Maybe that's up for debate.
No.
You've pretty much said that. Yeah. I know he was a little out of sight, out of mind there for a while.
But yeah, what he's been able to do, nah.
Okay, here's all you need to know about that Thursday night victory. Brady threw Gronk 8 balls, and he caught all 8 of them. Mm-hmm. Well, that connection was sort of the connection for that victory.
Remember that drive? The final drive?
I think we have that. Can we see those two? The 2 biggest catches until he hit Godwin were this. This is just 6 yards. But again, he said, I'll take that because I trust that guy.
Yep.
I know that guy, and he knows me. And this was much bigger. This one, he just breaks it right up the middle and runs over my safety for 20 yards. Well, that set up the throw to Godwin. And by the way, he threw 14 balls to Chris Godwin because he loved the matchup with my slot corner, Jordan Lewis, who was on him much of the game. And he's saying, Jordan Lewis just can't cover him. And you said this before the year. Pick your poison. Who you going to pick? So you put Trevon Diggs on Mike Evans. He did a tremendous job.
Did a good job.
Okay, and kept him to a low roar, three catches, right? But now, what else are you going to do? Well, you're going to put Anthony Brown on on Antonio Brown, and he's going to have a long night, right?
But here's the thing, Skip. You know, we talk about this. You used to ask me, say, what is the catbird seat? Tom Brady's in the catbird seat. He's just coming out winning the Super Bowl. To the victor goes the spoils. And so now he can say all the things that I maybe wanted to say, but I didn't say when I was there. I ain't got to call your name.
Yep.
But everybody can infer what I'm talking about.
Okay, I got it. So he also threw 2 touchdown passes to Rob Gronkowski. And they had some genius connection behind both of them. The first one, if we could see it, it's the rollout play.
Yep.
And we don't see Tom do this much, but Tom's got a fixed knee now.
Yeah, I think Godwin was supposed to keep going. Yeah, that's the stretch. Yeah, that's the bare stretch.
But that's the one where, on that one, it's just connected genius of the GOAT tight end and the GOAT quarterback saying, we've been doing this for so long, we know exactly the predicament you're in.
Right.
We're going to checkmate you. Whichever way you go, I'm going to yell checkmate because he's going to make the right choice. I got to trust him, but I trust him at the highest level. And what did Gronk do? Oh, wait a second, the safety's going to go? Well, that means this big old defensive lineman, this defensive end, DeMarcus Lawrence, is going to have to cover me. And he can't cover me, so he just bolts.
That's why people got away from that defense. When the Bears would run that defense, what was happening, Skip, is that they were taking the tight end, blocking DeMarcus Lawrence, and then the guy over you was blitzing, hitting the quarterback in the back.
That's what
they said, well, you know what?
Oh, guess what?
What if we send this guy out, fake like we're going to block one of the guys, and then go out?
Okay, so Tom's going to have to take it in the mouth because he took a shot and got knocked on his back, and he had to throw it off his back foot, and he had to throw it as hard as he could throw it to get enough mustard on it to get it to Gronk right up the seam. And it's 10 yards, touchdown, and that was a touchdown born of years of just connection where you completely trust each other.
That's the one we talk about, Skip. If we get this, remember we talked about it the other night. We get, Derek Carr was talking about this down and distance. This is what they like. This is a Dan Quinn special. We like to know, we know this down and distance, this area of the field, he likes to go to this defense. Gronk, heads up. Gronk, I can't believe they doing this.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a touchdown in.
Publicly by divulging that he actually called 28 run plays. You don't need to tell the media that, but I'm glad he did because it's enlightening to me that he also said Dak audibled out of 12 of those plays. Who is Dak's best friend by far on the team? It's just like they are truly joined at the hip. Drafted same year, that they are besties. And Zeke is not going to love letting that sink in because he knows he was out there for most of these plays that his number got called and then it got uncalled by the quarterback. And at some point, his pride's going to kick in and he's not going to love this because they wound up throwing 58 passes to 18 running plays. 58 to 18. So I check back, I hark back to the great run they had in their rookie year together. Remember, they went up to Lambeau and beat Aaron Rodgers and the vaunted Packers up at Lambeau Field. It was 30-16. They threw it 27 times and ran it 33 times and threw it 4 more times to Zeke. So he was featured, right? Remember, at Pittsburgh, it became a shootout. It was 35-30. Dallas prevailed over Big Ben and the Steelers. And that week, I know I picked Pittsburgh to win because I just couldn't see them as rookies going in there and doing that. Well, it was still pretty close. It was 32 passes to 25 runs, but he caught 2 more balls, and one of them on a screen went to the house. Okay, so he is still pretty close to 50-50 featured. Well, now to your point, they paid him, Dak Prescott, $75 million this year, and it's like Jerry's probably asserting his influence from above. I want to see the football in the air because that's how you win championships in this league. You throw the football. I still think there's a huge place in winning football for the run. And Tom Brady would be the first to tell you that because you watch what they'll do against Atlanta. They'll get, I know Ronald Jones kind of, he was pouting and sulking over his early fumble, wound up in the doghouse for the rest of the game. And then Aaron said yesterday, he will start this game and he will be featured in this game. And Brady has no problem with that. He loves to hand it off to playoff Lenny or Rojo, right? Because he knows it's how you win football games. You can control the clock and you can just you can pulverize that defensive line until they're no mas. Well, Dallas doesn't do that anymore. They have turned into an aerial circus. And I, for one, do not love it. And if they're going to have a chance with a new sleek Zeke at Chargers, he's going to have to be featured more. And Dak on called runs is going to have to hand it off.
No, Skip, this is where you and I disagree. I think the thing is, this is what Dak is supposed to do. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to get out of a bad play and get to a good play and get a good play to a great play. The box will determine if we're going to run the ball or not.
But sometimes that's a little subjective.
Yeah.
About you might have just a gut feeling, I love this matchup
Right.
I got.
But, Skip, first of all, you didn't love the matchup of them actually running the football against Tampa anyway. So maybe down the road you might have a legit argument, but trying to run the ball against the #1 rush defense in all of football last year when they averaged giving up about 80 yards a game.
Okay, it did work, but listen, Kellen Moore's defense.
Right.
What Kellen Moore is saying, don't look at me.
Skip,
I called him.
It's kind of like we go to the line, we got 2 plays called. We're going to let the box determine whether we're going to run it or throw it. Light box, we're running it. Heavy box, we're throwing it. And Skip, you got to, I mean, did that guy have, what he throw for 403, 405, something like that with 1 pick? So when you look at it, you look at Dak, it shows me he has complete command of this offense. He understands what's being asked of him, what's being expected of him, and he's going out and do it. I can assure you, Peyton Manning goes to the line.